If you're making mistakes in your pronunciation of English, you are not alone. Watch to the end of this video for the top mistakes that non-native English speakers make and how you can avoid them. The mistakes you make in your pronunciation mostly have to do with your native language. The pronunciation that you might be having errors on are because you are using the sounds of your native language while speaking English. Or you just might not be hearing all of the sounds of American English. So you really have to recognize that there is some learning that has to happen there. Okay, I remember early on, about 14 years ago when I first started, I was working with all these different people from different parts of the world, different accents, and I realized, oh, there are certain skills that all of them need to understand. There's certain things about American English that all of these people need to understand because these error patterns are pretty consistent no matter what your native language is. So that's what I did is I mapped out step by step this process of what you need to learn to kind of create a foundational understanding of American English and how to then build on top of that no matter what your native language is. So let's go into the 5 most common error patterns that I'm seeing as I'm teaching people from all over the world. Okay, number 1, ending sounds. Okay, I hear this all the time, dropping ending sounds. So frequently it's plurals, like the plural S at the end of a word, or past tense ed ending. So those ending sounds are getting dropped. I'm hearing problems with the ending sounds between voiced and voiceless sounds. So in American English, there are 9 voiceless sounds. Okay? Most sounds in English are voiced, meaning your voice is on, your throat is vibrating. Okay? But there are 9 voiceless sounds in American English that you need to be aware of. So those are the p, t, k, s, f, sh, ch, t, h. Okay, those are the sounds that are voiceless. And notice how quiet they were. They were really just about airflow coming out. So really understanding that voiced, voiceless is going to correct some of these ending sound issues where we're devoicing voiced consonants. The next error pattern that I see frequently is the TH sound. So this is one of the most challenging sounds for my students to learn and correct, and that's why I put it at the very beginning of my course in module 2 of my 12 module course, because it takes most of the time through the program to really retrain this habit. Okay, so the TH sound is pretty unique to American English, and that TH sound requires you to put your tongue between your teeth, so it's kind of like you're sticking your tongue out, which can be really quite awkward. So, so there's a voiced and a voiceless form of this. All right, so that TH sound has to be between the teeth and a little bit outside of the mouth. This, that, those, them, they, the, with, both. Okay? Most languages don't have this sound. So it's a very new sound that you have to pull into your phonetic repertoire and understand that sound. Again, it's awkward. It takes quite a bit of time and practice to be able to retrain that sound. But once you do, it cleans up so much of your spoken English. All right, the third strategy that I have for you, or the third error pattern that I'm seeing frequently, is the R, okay? The American R. And what I'm hearing instead of the American R, which is kind of smooth and strong, is I'm hearing either a rolled R or a relaxed R, okay? So rolled or relaxed, which usually happens with R vowels at the end of words, like do instead of door, and beer instead of beer. We have to control that tongue a little bit more to be able to get that smooth, strong American R. So bringing that tongue tip down so that it's not rolling on the top of the roof of your mouth or touching the roof of your mouth. Okay, bring it down, pull the back of your tongue up in the back of your throat and really engage that tongue. So that's what creates more of that strong American R. Rolled, relaxed, okay? So rock, right, row. We break the R sound down into 3 positions. There's the initial R, like in rock. There's the R blends, like in brick or prize, where you have a consonant and then the R. And with the R blends, the easiest R to say is usually the GR or the KR. So gur, cur, because it's all happening in the back of your mouth. Gur, cur. So maybe if that R sound is difficult for you, start with those sounds and see if you can get that strong R in the back of your throat. And then there's the R vowel. And this is when you have a vowel and the R. Okay, so hair, door, beer, car, her. Okay, the tendency is to drop that into a relaxed R, but I really want you to engage that R and pull it back to get that strong American R. All right, the next one that I want you to work on is word stress. Okay, word stress kind of falls in the category of the rhythm of American English. It's the stressed and unstressed, music of American English. So every word in English has a stressed syllable, okay? And if you get that stressed syllable incorrect, then the word is pronounced incorrectly, okay? So it's very important to be able to understand where the stress pattern needs to be and how to create that. Okay, words like necessary, first syllable stress, necessary. And develop, second syllable stress. Okay, comfortable, first syllable stress. Okay, and then you have what we call heteronym words. These are words that are spelled the same, but their word stress is different, so they're pronounced different. Okay, so words like object and object. So one's a noun, one's a verb. Object, object. Present, present. So do you hear how the stress changes the pronunciation? Record, record. Okay, now the 5th one. Okay, 5th is vowels. Vowels can be the most challenging. So you really have to understand short versus long vowels. There's officially 20 vowel sounds, but only 5 letters, vowel letters in the English alphabet. So we have to really understand those vowels and how they differ from each other. A great way to do this is through minimal pairs practice. So minimal pairs, the beginning sound, the ending sound are the same. The only difference is maybe that middle vowel sound. So pit, pet, pat, put, put, pot, pate, pite, pout. Okay, so this is a great way for you to tune your ear to the sounds and those vowel differences. So over the years, as I've worked with thousands of students and we've kind of gone through this pattern, we've definitely refined the process, but have found that that core path of just like, these are the consistent error patterns that tend to happen, like that still remains to be truth. Okay, and so as you learn these core skills of American English, you are going to recognize that like, okay, that is going to bring such much power and confidence in my skill to speak English clearly. So no matter your native language, if you're able to correctly pronounce those core sounds in American English, the chances are you're going to be very easily understood. Like so many of my students, you can go from having to repeat yourself frequently to speaking clear and confident American English. So if you want to learn more about the rules of the vowel sounds of English, go ahead and check out this next video.